Kidney failure in Kenya is the most common and highest paid for disease, an analysis released by the National Hospital Insurance Fund. In the year 2021 alone, NHIF's payouts hit 2.8 billion Kenya shillings and paid for 289,000 patients who underwent renal dialysis procedures. This represents 22% of the total claims, highlighting the growing cases of kidney ailments among Kenyans.
Kidney transplant, I'll tell you, in America is $150,000 to $200,000, US dollars, not Kenya shilling. In Singapore, $135,000 to $150,000. In China, $85,000. In India, it is $30,000 to $40,000, including everything, $40,000. Imagine in Eldoret, we are doing it $20,000 to $25,000 for people from outside, and from people from within, $20,000. We know very small.
From the report, 406 conditions were reported during the 2021-2022 financial year. Renal failure was the most frequent in the period, with 22% of the total notifications, followed by delivery at 7%, with the fund paying 1.4 billion shillings for the baths.
2 to 3% of the people can afford that time, and now maybe 5 to 7% can afford to go out of the country. It was very, at young age, it was very heart-throbbing. And I don't know why I thought to bring India to Kenya. 14 countries of Africa are coming to Kenya, Medihill, as destination of medical tourism.
In this respect, Medihill Group of Hospitals has shared data as presented last week at the World Congress of Nephrology in Bangkok, Thailand, from 29th March to 2nd April.
The numbers speak not just business. We are first time telling the world a scientific data that this is the way to do things. Even high-risk patients. The youngest in my series was an 80-year-old boy. Less than 20 years, I have, I think, 25 to 30, less than 20 years. The youngest is 80-year-old boy, still doing well, 2 years now, transplant. And then boys who came with deformities, and then after transplant, they start walking normally, they go back to school. And then the oldest is 80 years plus. 80 years plus. So this program has not only limited to Kenya, neighboring countries, and many across the countries in the world. They recognized our work, the scientific part of it particularly, and that is how the program has grown up to this level.
At the medical hospital, even though 4,000 cases of kidney disease are diagnosed every year, most patients present themselves too late, a situation that has made it difficult for early treatment interventions.
By the time people like me, patient comes to people like me, the disease is fairly advanced. Where what can I do? Because the disease which has been there since 10 years, smoldering slowly, growing slowly like an iceberg, which you see only the tip. And then by the time they reach the specialist like me, I can only offer a renal replacement. Your kidney is damaged, less than 10%. I offer dialysis and transplant.
It has also been reported that men lead at 60% of the reported cases, especially considering their choice of lifestyle, as many are said to consume alcohol excessively and smoking.
I have rejected so many young 20-year-old, 30-year-old. No, you're not fit medically. It is the medical fitness that matters. It is the medical fitness. Scientifically, we evaluate, is this individual going to tolerate the surgery, anesthesia, and the immunosuppressive medications. They are very powerful. All three are dirty things. You have to be very, very careful, because there is always a benefit very closely followed by a risk.
The experts have urged Kenyans to adhere to proper diet to protect their health and the health of their kidney.
To collect this information.
Robbie Omondi, K24.